Hello and welcome. Yeah, it's well, what a tough day here for Pakistan. Day 3 into the second test, only just halfway through this test match, and New Zealand are in a very, very strong position, led by that man right there, Kane Williamson. How good is this man coming at international cricket? And by geez, does he just love batting. 238 for the skipper, Kane Williamson. He has been in great form all summer for New Zealand, and it just rolls on. Henry Nicholls had a sore calf muscle last night, but he gutsed it out at the start of the day. He picked up 157. He's fashioning himself a very good record as well. His 7th test 100 and a first test 100 for Daryl Mitchell as well. He came in at, let's be honest, it was an easy time to bat, but he still had to do it, and he picked up his first test century. So big congratulations to Daryl Mitchell. And check this out. 4th highest scorer, extras, 64. Now, I want to talk about that a little bit later on, because there are a few other hundreds today also. Not the ones that the bowlers like. Shaheen Afridi, 2 for 101. Naseem Shah, none for 141. Ashraf, 2 for 106. And the spinner that came in to make his debut as well, Gohar, none for 159. He's really struggled on what is a surface that he wouldn't have experienced before. And I hark back to day 1, or before the test, actually. I really thought Yasser Shah had to play this test. I was a little bit surprised by that, just because he has experience playing in these foreign conditions. And Gohar, look, it'll be a big learning curve for him. And Mohammed Abbas, he didn't bring up his 100, so that's a positive. He only went for 98 off his allotment of overs. Now, Pakistan, they trail by 354 at the moment. They're 8 for 1. Masood, he picked up a pair, so he's had a very disappointing tour from his point of view. And that man, Kyle Jamieson, he picked up a wicket to go with his allotment of wickets in that first innings. He's having a very good test. But let's just talk about this Pakistan side. So, yes, let's be honest, they're getting a hammering, and they're not going to win this test match. All they can hope for now is rain, and I don't think that will come. So New Zealand are in a tough position. But, days like this, when New Zealand were on the receiving end of results like this, and New Zealand have got some very classy players and individuals in their group now who have played a lot of cricket together for a very long period of time, and they now have this amazing record. And add in the fact that they're playing at home, they're a very tough side to beat. But they were in situations like this where they got beaten up pretty bad from teams like Pakistan and Australia and England, but they turned it around. There's things that you can control, even if your skill set isn't quite up to it. There are things that you can control which can make for a better outcome in performance. And I just mentioned one before, 64 extras. That is simply not good enough for an international team. And that's just discipline, and having the discipline to stay for long periods of time in the channel and not go searching and not trying to try things. The 4th highest scorer of a team shouldn't be extras. The drop catches, the intent in fielding. Now, that's outside of batting, that's outside of bowling. The intent of fielding is giving to your team and your teammates. Now, Pakistan have let themselves down big time in the fielding department, because when you talk about playing as a team, the best sign of that is in the field. Drop catches, they hurt you big time. Extras hurt you big time. Now, these things snowball into the bowling, some of the bowling figures, which I just read out just before. So Pakistan need to learn from what's happened, not just in the last 3 days, and there's still a couple of days to go in this test, but in the first test as well, because there is no doubt they got skillful cricketers, and they got a great skipper in Rizwan as well. So there's a nucleus of a team that can perform really well on the world stage. But they need to get back to the drawing board. The coaches need to work hard and install some discipline into this young bowling group, because the talent's there. And a couple of these bowlers, from my observation, is that they need to spend some time playing first-class cricket. So Naseem Shah is one. None for 141. Yes, he's only 17 years of age, but he needs to spend his time learning how to bowl on very, very flat wickets, because trying to learn your game playing test cricket is an exceptionally difficult thing to do. Shaheen Afridi, he's got talent. He's actually bowled very well this tour, and they need to keep persevering with him. But they need to learn from their mistakes. If they can do that, Misbah ul Haq, and Waka Yunus, the two coaches, need to, when they go back home, need to install a program where these players can become better individuals within the team environment. And because there's no doubting the skill set is there. So all's not lost with Pakistan. So let's hope they can, from their point of view, can show a lot of fight come day 4 and into day 5. There's been a little bit of inclement weather around. I'm not too sure it's going to rain for 2 days, though. But if they show some fight and try and finish the tour on some sort of high, and they can take that moving forward into their next series.